green flag click, because without this nothing is possible. And then we will go to operators. So when we click on operator section, we have different kinds of blocks. Here you will see these 4 operators, which are arithmetic operators. They do have the add these blocks again and again. So here I'm going to click on run, and here we go. We have 13 as a number. Let me hit it again, 13. Now we are going to talk about comparison operator, but of course in the next video we will create a mini calculator which will help you to understand how we can use arithmetic operators as well as comparison operators to check as well as make that program work. So for now, let's get started with comparison operator. So I'm going to use a very simple example where we are going to check if the number is a positive number or a negative number. So for that, I will basically create a variable, because we need to compare a value, and to store a value, we need a variable. So here we go. Rename the variable. Let's name it as number. Once that is done, I am going to use if condition, because when we talk about condition, checking something, we need these conditions. So if condition, and as you can see, it is having this hexagon shape, which means it will either give you answer as true or false. So for this, I'm going to go to operators. Same goes for the comparison operators also. They do have the hexagon shape, which means whatever you do, whatever operation you perform here, it's gonna give you answer as true or false. So now I'm going to go to the variables and get this block over here. Now if the number is greater than be 0, what will happen? So here we will try to use an elif condition. So as you know that in Scratch we don't have an elif block. So in that case, what we can do is we can use one if condition, and I'm going to use this condition over here. So let's say if number is greater than 0, it will be positive number, right? And if number is less than 0, so I'm going to use this one over here. Let me just duplicate it. You can duplicate it from here so that you don't have to go to that section and get the same block. So if it is less than 0, it's gonna be negative. And if none of this condition is true, we are going to say 0, because 0 is a neutral number, or you can write 0/neutral, neither true, neither positive, neither negative. So now positive number 7. Now let's test it for 0. So now we don't have negative value, we will get 0 or neutral. Works perfectly fine. So this is helping me to evaluate and return the answer in the form of true or false. However, I have added a statement, so that's why I'm getting the output in this form. Now let's try to do the same task in Python and see how it goes. Now here we are on Python. Let's create a new project. Let's name it as comparison operators. And then let's select the language Python and let's create. Now let's try to do the same task. Now here we are. I'm going to remove this one from here. Just like in Scratch, we created a variable. We need to do the same thing over here, but in a simpler manner. Number. Now I'm going to use the if condition, where I'm simply gonna say number, which is the variable name. Number is greater than 0. So this colon, I hope you remember, it's really important because it tells the scope of your code, right? That whatever line comes after this, let's say 90. So here we have it, negative number. This is basically, I have here multiple if blocks can run on the same variable, just like you can see in Scratch. These if blocks or if conditions are independent checks, whereas when you have elif, like that. Now how we can do it here, let's try to manage that. Alright, so I have changed the variable value to 50 and I'm going to remove this one for now. Let's use one more if else condition, and this time I'm going to use a not operator. Not basically means the opposite of true will be false, and not of true will be false, and not of false will be true. So something and say not equals to. Okay, of course it's not equals to, but what if it is 50? Then in that case I'm going to as equals to. Now let's hit run and see how it goes. So you will see it is of course 50. So this condition is false. 50 is equals to 50. So that's why the else condition is being reflected on the screen. Same thing can be done in Python also. I'm going to use the same number instead of 90. Let me change it to 50. And if you want, you can comment out